with a nice S9 logo in blue, so let's slide the sleeve off. So first of all, we've got a little packet of bits and pieces at the top, including the SIM removal tool and all your paperwork. Not going to need any of that at the moment, so let's get the actual phone out. Now, we've already had the phone out to do our review, so we've already taken off all the plastic coating, bits and pieces. So there we have the phone, looking very much like the Galaxy S8. So let's see what else is in the box. So we've got a plug adapter, of course. So we've got the European model here, so obviously your UK one will come with a UK 3-pin plug, but that is the adaptive fast charger. We've got a little USB-A to USB-C adapter. We've also got a little micro USB to USB-C adapter, so that's going to help you out if you've got some other bits and pieces that you want to use with the Galaxy S9. And then under here we've got your typical USB-A to USB-C cable, so that's going to be your charging cable that you put into the charge the phone. We've also got these supplied headphones. So these are AKG branded headphones with quite a nice braided cable there, and your inline control. So there's your decent pair of headphones that's supplied as well. And last but not least, well, pretty much least actually, we've got some different sized tips for the headphones there, so you can make sure they fit your ears nicely. So there we go, that's everything out of the box. So let's power up the Galaxy S9 and get it set up. Probably take a few seconds to get to the startup screen. Okay, cool, so we've actually already put a SIM card in, so if you haven't done that, you're going to want to grab the SIM tool from the box that we took out first, and on the top here, that's where you'll see the SIM card tray. If you just push the tool in, it will pop out. You can pull out the tray and put your SIM card in. You can also put your memory card in if you're going to be doing that as well. So we've already got English United Kingdom selected, so let's hit start. So let's select a Wi-Fi network. So obviously you're going to connect to your home or your office network or wherever you happen to be. Once you've done that, hit next. So now we're going to agree to the terms and conditions. Now, I don't think you can hit all, but I don't think you actually have to agree to all of these, so you don't have to agree to diagnostic and the marketing information. I think you have to agree to the first two if you want to actually use the phone. Okay, now we're going to sign in quickly with our Google account. Okay, so when you've signed in with the Google account, if you've used Android phones before, obviously I review quite a lot of phones, so you can choose one to do a backup from if you want. Otherwise you can hit don't restore and it will just set it up as a fresh phone. So now we're going to choose how to log in. So there's a lot of options on the S9, so you can just use facial recognition, you can just use iris, or you can use a fingerprint scanner, or you can use a traditional method of a PIN code or a pattern or just a normal password. So we're going to use the brand new intelligent scan, which combines the iris scanner and the facial scanner. So, but before we do that, we're going to have to set one of those old school methods. So let's just quickly set a PIN. So I'm just going to set 1, 2, 3, 4 for ease here. Don't recommend you actually do that. So now we're going to select what content you want to see on the lock screen. So if you're wanting to keep your things private, you can select hide content there. You can choose to just have icons instead of that. You can also select how transparent the lock screen notifications are. So we actually quite like it the way they look completely transparent. And you can also reverse the colour, although you won't want to do that with transparency, otherwise you won't be able to see them. You can also just switch this whole thing off if you don't want any notifications on your lock screen, but you probably do. Quick disclaimer about PIN codes and such. So now we're going to set up the intelligent scan. So first of all, we've got to set up the facial scan. So I've got to hold the phone 20 to 50 centimeters away. It's already scanning my face. And there we go, my face has been recognised. So now we need to set up the iris scanner as well. So now I've got to take off my glasses, get my eyes nicely in the circles that it's putting up there. And that was very quick. It has registered my irises. Now a quick double check on the notification settings there, it seems. And there we go, we've set up intelligence scan. So now Google wants to know if you want to back up your stuff to Google Drive, so you can switch that on and off. Location services that you'll probably want to use, and then if you fancy helping Google out, making Android better, you can leave that switched on, otherwise switch it off. And let's hit agree. Now we're going to choose whether we want to use the Google Assistant. Now you probably do, so you're going to hit yes, I'm in. Now we can review additional apps that we want to install. Just going to hit OK on both of those. If you don't fancy any of these Samsung ones, so if you're not planning on using Samsung Pay, you can untick that. Now we're going to choose whether to log into a Samsung account. Now you don't have to, but if you want to use things like Bixby, Samsung themes, bits and pieces like that, then you're going to need to either create one if you haven't already, or sign in. So we'd probably recommend setting one up just to see what Bixby's like if you haven't used that before. So I'm just going to quickly log in to my Samsung account. Just agree to the first two if you don't want to turn on these customization things. I'm just going to select them all. And there we go, Samsung account is logged in. Now you can choose another backup or restore from an old device, or if you've used Samsung account to get a backup in the cloud, you can do that. Now we are looking at a few extra things, like the default things like extra battery life is on, secure, all the font sizes by default, weather forecast. Just going to leave all that. You can tweak that if you feel the need. And there we go, we're all done. Now the phone is set up and ready to go. And there we have our home screen with Bixby to the left. There's also the Bixby button on the side if you want to do that. And all of our apps are down there. And there we go, that's how you unbox and set up the Galaxy